Putin signed a law authorizing the sending of defendants to war. Criminal cases will be suspended at the stage of court proceedings if the suspect agrees to sign a contract. The contract can also be signed at the appeal stage. That is, now it will be possible to send them to the front at any stage of criminal prosecution.
The interlocutors of Important Stories estimate that about 100 defendants may be taken to the war from each pre-trial detention center. There are 210 detention facilities in Russia, which means that about 20,000 people could be sent to war. In total, 106,000 people were in Russian pre-trial detention centers at the beginning of 2024, according to the Federal Penitentiary Service. This number includes not only defendants but also persons under investigation, accused and others. From the Telegram channel Important Stories.
In general, about 40% of defendants are planned to be drafted into the army, said an interlocutor of the publication, who allegedly works in the Russian Ministry of Defense. The recruitment of prisoners to the front began after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. First, it was done by the founder of PMC Wagner, Yevgeny Prigozhin, and since the spring of 2023, the Russian Ministry of Defense has been recruiting prisoners.
According to sources, police officers across Russia were advised to hold conversations with detainees and offer them the opportunity to go to their special military operation. At the same time, in some regions, they promised to pay a bonus for each contract serviceman. Thus, according to sources in the Kirov region, the leadership told police officers that they would be paid 10,000 rubles from the regional budget. However, only after the detainee has been transferred to a military unit. The payment mechanism remains unclear. From the Telegram channel Baza.
According to data from the British Ministry of Defense, in September 2024, a new record of losses of Russian troops in Ukraine for the entire time of the full-scale invasion was recorded as 1,271 people per day. The previous record was recorded in May, when the average daily losses of the Russian Federation amounted to 1,262 people. The increase in the level of losses is attributed to the intensification of fighting on the front line, as well as in the Kursk region, where Russia was forced to transfer tens of thousands of military personnel, thus weakening its positions in the Donetsk region.
Курское контрнаступление российское не принесло каких-то масштабных.
The Russian counter-offensive in Kursk did not bring any significant results. They concentrated superior forces there, but not sufficiently superior. Naturally, they did not transfer so many troops from other parts of the front to overwhelm the Ukrainian troops with sheer numbers. They tried quick breakthroughs, but it was unsuccessful. Now they are employing massive strikes.
According to British intelligence, Russia has lost more than 648,000 military personnel during the entire time of full-scale war, and the death toll is expected to rise. Covert mobilization in Russia has been going on since the autumn of 2022. Men are being apprehended directly on the streets. Thus, in St. Petersburg, the investigative committee and military police raided the Sennaya market and Aprashkin Dvor. As a result of the raid, more than 150 men were detained and sent to military enlistment offices.
Such raids are routinely conducted in Russian regions. The last major raid was reported by the Krasnoyarsk Krai and Republic of Khakassia Investigative Committee Department. On September 16th, 520 people were detained in the markets of Krasnoyarsk, and 417 foreigners were checked for military registration. As a result, 92 people received draft notices to military enlistment officers. From the publication of Current Time.
From July 2023 to June 2024, the total payments to participants in Russia's war against Ukraine, including compensation for injuries and deaths, amounted to 3 trillion rubles. This is about 8% of the federal budget, the Moscow Times writes. To encourage as many volunteers as possible to go to the front, Russia is increasing incentives in the Belgorod region. Those who signed a contract with the Ministry of Defense from October 7th to December 31st this year will receive a total of 3 million rubles. But despite such spending, the Russian army is facing a shortage of soldiers. In so-called meat assaults, they die faster than military recruitment officers can enlist them. Reported by Serhiy Kulias, Victoria Smirnova, UATV News.